I'll remember. He won't remember. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Torg's Day Night on the Ulysses International channel. I am Jamie, your GM. This is the Faites Five, and we are back in Istanbul. Not Constantinople. Definitely Istanbul. When we last left off 2 weeks ago, a lot of things happened. Brother Block, Zorba, and Kowalski were, I gotta remember, it's not reading across the line. You guys are like the triangle on the left. Yeah. Anyway, you guys had a fight in the street with Dr. Fear and his minions, in which Dr. Fear became a nemesis of Zorba Aladdin, who also managed to basically just insult him and treat him as if he were an underpaid restaurant waiter, which just seemed to infuriate the Mad Doctor even more. And you were not rescued, we won't say rescued, but you were definitely aided by the sudden arrival of a young blonde woman who was the ninja that you, Zorba, several weeks ago, played the romance card on. So Zorba's just using these cards for his own benefit. How to Play Torg for Fun and Profit by Zorba Aladdin. Meanwhile, inside the base that that Dr. Mobius has here in the center of the city, Kit and Delilah infiltrated it, and they went to try to speak with the person in charge. Kit, you stepped into an unfortunate... Delilah, you stepped into an unfortunate revolving wall, and Kit was left alone to play Metal Gear Solid, sneaking through this military base under a cardboard box. Go back and watch it. There was definitely... whoop. But you managed to find out there's some sort of weird science experiment going on in the basement of this base. They're using massive Tesla coils to reanimate some of your old party people. And you managed to bluff your way past a guard who asked for your papers, and you encountered Zero Earth Element picking up what I'm laying down. You confronted Lady Omorose, who is your old Pharaohess, who, when she passed on into the field of reeds, took you with her in a sort of violent expression of post life. You got a promotion.
Yeah, that's
what you're gonna call it. Yeah, and so she. We're going to start off with you. Greg is making me laugh in the chat. It's always great to see everybody. Zero Earth Element, Greg, good to see all of you. Padre, welcome. And the jokes continue. So, she asked, when we last left off, she said, are you ready to continue our grand plan, the grand architecture that we had laid the base of all of those thousands of years ago, only to rise again in this modern era? Will you stand by my side once again, Kitten Kanan?
I don't say anything because I was pretty stoic as her advisor.
Yes.
I just kind of code to attention and then literally go stand next to her. Yeah.
Excellent. There's a little bit of a smirk, and you definitely see like a beetle come out of her mouth, crawl up, and then go up under her hood, and you can see it moving around before it just burrows in somewhere.
I know how that goes.
When I heard that you had been resurrected before me, I did not react well. But it proves that you were correct. Putting false tombs in my burial chamber was the correct way to go. I am sorry that you were the one left in the false chamber. But you know how it is. Sacrifices must be made. Speaking of, if this all goes well, the Horus of my royal guard will soon be with us in this life. So, I've heard rumors, whispers, through Dr. Mobius's missives. The man believes he can tell me what to do. But that you have been seen in the company of those meddling Delphi council members.
So much better in my whole life. Well, I have to say, I also did not react well when I was resurrected in your place.
Do not worry. The bumbling priests who made that mistake will not make it again.
I know the one there in the room never got a chance.
It seems that death has awakened the crocodile soul within you, Kitten Canaan. Good. Now about these storm nights, are these rumors true?
How better to get better information?
Oh, so you are saying that you have been playing them this entire time. You were crafty, quite the crafty servant in the old days. Well then, I'm sure you will be interested to see that your deceptions have not been barren in the fruit that they have produced. Come, and she just turns and she walks to a door, and it kind of it opens with a creak.
All right.
Give me a quick evidence analysis roll. As again, we said that this is her. You know, there are maps, there are papers kind of laid out in this area. This seems to be Lady Omorose's.
Okay, I got a 16.
All right. As you look around, you can see very clearly that there are. There's everything you kind of would expect in sort of a lab or military base like this. It reminds you very much of that other base. You know, the one that got blown up. Mental check mark next to Kowalski's name. But what's really interesting is there's a lot of schematics of the Golden Gate. There's also a lot of these blueprints show not just the gate, but the gatehouses underneath and the sewer systems that run around in that area. They also show two chambers under each of the walls that support the gate. And you can see that there are numbers next to them. There are like very intricate calculations, mathematical calculations, as if someone, like just glancing at it with your keen insight, with a good success at a 16, the kind that don't just show the structural, but possibly also the metaphysical weaknesses of a location.
Okay.
But as she walks into the next room, you hear that sound. You know that sound when Indy punches a guy? That sound that sounds like a half a cow slapping into concrete, and then an oof after. As you come, you've all been there. As you come around, she takes you down some stairs. She's like, "I do apologize. They have yet to dry this area out as much as I would like, but it does make the hosing down easier." And it the moisture is definitely rising as you come down here. And you can see hanging from a hook in the ceiling that kind of comes down. There's one light bulb kind of swinging back and forth. Arms bound with several thick braids of rope. Kit, and there's a guy working, Delilah, your Kit, working Delilah over.
No!
Outside, I'm sorry I did not come here sooner. I heard that the Triumvirate had targeted you for execution. And it seems that I arrived just in time. I had a shot at Dr. Fear and I could not take it. I'm sorry, Zorba. Meanwhile, you're trying to figure out which parts of what's around you go back inside you and which parts to leave. Shout out to Mr. Furious and Becca for saving Kowalski's life.
True, I'm still alive. I actually took like very little damage as a result of being able to soak it. So, thank you, y'all.
I would have healed you but I have to be able to touch you to do that.
A little creepy, man.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, one romance at a time. One romance at a time.
I had a lot going on, brah.
Don't worry about it. We all have bad days. And then I gesture towards the remains of the coffee shop and say, come, you have a drink.
We have time. We may not have much time, but what time we have together, we should use. And she goes and sits down.
Then I order, I look around for Dr. Fear. Not seeing him, I gesture to a different waiter.
You have to kind of she resets the table. You bring the chairs. One of the waiters is just kind of like, why is it always waiters in
It's
this
okay,
game?
it's okay.
We have a reoccurring theme.
And, I reassure the waiters and go back to the brunch that I was enjoying before.
Always good to have brunches.
Kowalski, do you need anything?
Pastries. They totally didn't bring them out last time.
Bring this man an omelet. Bring this demon an omelet.
The staff is kind of putting them together, but Zorba, you have such a command of kind of the area that the one guy is whose life you saved is definitely going back. Listen, there is something you should know about Dr. Fear and Deathhawk and the conundrum who all make up the triumvirate. I cannot be certain. Mobius has sent them here to ensure that Istanbul does not fall into the Tharkoldians' hands. The Tharkoldu, as you know, are she kind of scoots a little closer to you, a little further away from Kowalski. The Tharkoldu are preparing. They're preparing for something. There's so much more I want to say. But I fear that if you knew my past with the triumvirate, I know where Dr. Fear goes, where his lab is, and what they are working on. I think I can get you in there. If that's something that you wish. But also, have you seen what is going on at the gate?
Not personally.
I've been told that you are Storm Knights. Those of the Delphi Council.
Word has gotten around. We tried to be discreet.
Listen, I felt it. I was in the crowd and I saw it. And you took that punch and broke that man's hand. It was as if the sun has come out from behind a cloud. But I will warn you, I'm sure that I'm not the only one who felt it. Dr. Mobius will take a keener interest in all of you. I know that he has tasked the Triumvirate with killing you. Killing some of you, and capturing others.
So we've put bullets in Deathhawk, and also bullets in what's-his-face, Dr. Fear. And so we really just need to put bullets in Cannon Drum.
The conundrum.
Nah. I read the files, Cannon Drum. But also, baby, hear me out.
You see like a twitch under her eye.
We all come from places. See this gun here? A few minutes ago, this was in Dr. Fear's Rolls Royce. But now, he's on the side of righteous.
He is?
She, it.
You have...
His gun.
She gives you a straight face. JM cannot. Sometimes the actions of NPCs do not reflect those of the GM, and sometimes the faces of the GM do not reflect those of the NPCs. Is he brain damaged?
I'm not even sure he has one.
No, I do. It's encased in steel.
He says that a lot. We've never seen it.
Listen, I will do my best to make sure you're aware of the triumvirate. I would only ask that if you go after them, you take me with you. And that you find a way to show mercy. As opposed to a more permanent solution.
To Cannon Drum? Or Dr. Fear? Who we mercifying here?
It is complicated.
Are you, like, related?
Something like
I
that.
bet she's related. She's probably like, are you his daughter? I bet he's his daughter.
I get the feeling that Quality just doesn't have an inner monologue and sometimes converses with himself out loud. Listen. And you feel something sharp, like kind of against your side as she leans over. I would keep your speculations to yourself.
Yeah, I thought you were into him, though.
That's a good point. That is actually what she says. That is a good point. Is there a way I can contact you?
Yes. And I give her my card.
As soon as I find out where they are planning to be, or if they are involved, I will let you know. And she kind of glares as Block is coming back to the table. I'm sorry that I cannot stay longer. And she throws back her Turkish coffee, which is very thick.
Mm-hmm.
It's very thick.
Do you know her name?
I'm Azra.
It is delightful to meet you, Asra.
It is good to see you again, Zorba. I'm glad you did not die in the Straits or here.
As am I.
I would caution you about the company you keep. They seem to attract trouble.
I mean, you're Dr. Fear's daughter, so.
Brother Block, having returned to the table, will embrace Azra with a bear hug. He's a big man. He squeezes around her, and if he can, he lifts her off of her feet just a little bit, and he says, "Any friend of Zorba is a friend of mine. Dear developer, please fix anything that is wrong with Azra." And no, he fell off the table.
Is she wounded?
I think he's just,
It's a blessing.
It's one of those like,
Just like a cold. I don't know.
I'll roll a,
Mild
I
indigestion.
will roll a standard 10 to heal her, which I imagine would remove any shock.
yes.
And just, oh yeah, she just feels, she's like,
She has a
oh,
little brighter eye. She got a pep in her step. I'm not sure if it's from,
Yeah.
or what's his face.
You see, my friends they are odd, but they have their charms.
Padre gets a possibility for mentioning the evil overlord list, which is one of the greatest GM tools of all time. Yes, that's why you don't do that, Padre. You don't have a daughter if you're an evil overlord, because she'll inevitably fall for the hero. If that's what's going on here, it's the Nylon.
Wait, is this Dr. Mobius' daughter?
So Block, you Block, you have returned. After you heal Azra, she thanks you and then sort of like disappears into the crowd. At this point, we're getting closer to, things are being put back. You guys do know that you are outside of a military base, and you did just kick a bunch of their.
I think we should leave.
Yes.
I'm just saying, sitting down for brunch may not be your.
But
I mean, it is a Zorba move. Like, it's a very powered
we
move.
finish our coffee and go.
Okay. Inside, Delilah, you're getting worked over. Your gun, your machete, they're sitting on the table. This guy who's attacking you is actually a very small, almost diminutive, almost dwarf-like in stature, but he has shop gloves on, like big, bulky gloves that have like little electro nodes, and so he's hitting you. You've taken 4 shots of damage. Yeah, let's go away.
Okay, question. So I used to know Lady Omorose.
Yeah.
That's her name, right? I used to know her. We were BFFs, sort of.
Yeah, and that
But
servant master sort of
yeah,
way.
that involuntary
Yeah.
type situation.
Yeah, involuntary friendships.
Yeah.
They're the best.
I've got a few of those.
Yeah.
So
I got Ben to play.
I also know that when I was raised, the intent was to kind of brainwash me. From what I know of her, do I feel like she has been under control, or that she is fully in her own like mental capacity?
Oh, the lady?
Yeah.
Well, you do know that she was considered by many to be a good ruler, but also a ruthless ruler.
Okay.
She did have you, executed after she died so that all of her secrets would go to the afterlife with her.
It's just like that just goes along with the job.
You knew that was happening. You were betting that you were going to live longer than her or less than her, and you just, the odds were against you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
You don't know. Why don't you give me a mind roll?
Okay.
Delilah, at this point, you're just pissed.
13.
A 13? It's unclear at this point.
Okay.
Like, she was ruthless. This theme has played out at least 24 times in your life,
Okay.
right?
So it's not just like completely atypical.
It's not atypical.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
How else do you win servants' love except by beating them?
Oh, Zorba.
So, Bess, enough. And the dwarf kind of pauses, turns around, walks up, prostrates himself completely in front of the lady. You may go for now. And he just, walks out of the side door. This is one of those storm nights that we were speaking of.
Yes, I recruited her myself.
I'm going to need a trick roll from you, Kit, because, I believe you. The question is does she?
That would be a 13.
Do you want to spend anything?
Yes.
As everyone goes to their cards.
I would like to play willpower to make it a 16.
All right. So a 16 is not quite an outstanding success, but is definitely a good success.
How many cards? Can I play a lot of cards?
You can play a lot of cards, you can play possibilities. It's up to you.
I'd also like to play my action.
What does that do?
Oh, it's another +3.
Okay, what is your action? All right, so that would
Nothing,
get you to a 19.
Yeah. My goal is I'm trying to convince her that I'm
Oh yeah.
and that I'm also have recruited Delilah to also.
All right, so you need to get to a 22 to get an outstanding success. Oh wow. Kit and Kanan is.
Oh.
So you hear Kit says she recruited you.
That was a 2, so it's a 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
So remember, normal add 10 to the original, and then add 6 on top of your final because of your cards that you played.
Okay, so it's +8 +12, so it's a 26.
A 26. Well, that is an outstanding success.
All by myself with all the cards and help.
She looks at you, and as she stares at you, her eyes kind of flare green. She's green light kind of leaking. Huh. An unexpected twist. should have expected this from you. You always were the most cunning of my servants. What's your name?
Should I give him my name? Delilah.
No hard feelings. I thought you were an enemy of mine and the entire Nile Empire. You really should come up with some sort of passphrase or get yourself down. And really, you have infiltrated the Delphi Council. You're not outstanding success. She buys the fact that you are a double agent, essentially.
Of course.
Come. If this is true, and I have even more allies in this city, we will restore the glory of this region and then take the fight back to Dr. Mobius. Are you not down yet? You should go help her. And she turns around and walks back downstairs.
Okay, I'd like to go help Delilah down and also let her know what's happening.
What is happening?
Oh, just go with it.
I'm very annoyed at this point because I don't know what's going on.
You
And I
got
just got
captured,
beat up
you
for-
got beat up by a dwarf with shotgun, and they took your, I mean, you got your gun. Like, it's all, yeah.
Okay, so I feel better now that I know she didn't take my gun, but I'm still pretty mad. But I trust Kit.
Is it one of those like kind of like in the morning when you have your first sip of coffee? And it's just like that moment when you get your gun back.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you go join her?
I think so. I feel like this is a good opportunity for us to get some information. Hopefully.
Did we figure out how long we wait before we start panicking and blowing up another base? That would have been good.
Do we need to panic first?
I mean, it helps.
We'll talk about what you're doing in a second. So you guys head up there, and the lady has sat down at the desk that had all of the things. The dwarf is sort of kneeling and acting as her chair. You are not the only one who's playing a long game, Kit and Kanan, and Lilu,
Lilu.
whatever. Dr. Mobius believed he could control us through his resurrection process and his devices. But our will has always been too strong for this world. I am working with someone else. I'm beginning to take over the city, not just consolidating it for Dr. Mobius, but soon the city of Istanbul will bow before a new Ferris. I would like to have you at my side, as my first gift to you, the life of your servant.
What?
There are more powers in this world than we lived, Kith and Kanan. There is a darkness that promises power for those who have the will and the stomach, metaphorically speaking, of course, to take it. Anytime I can get Ben to laugh is a good night for me.
It still has her stomach. It's just in a
It's
jar.
in the jar. Yeah. That's right.
I'm gonna find it one of these days.
There is power that I have made contact with in Petra. The power beyond believing, the ability to transverse distances instantly. Strange artifacts that drain the hope and the will from the common people and channel it directly into my grasp. A power who is already seeing the end of its allegiance with Mobius. If we take Istanbul and we drive the filth of Koldu from the city and show that we are strong enough, we can have a place. Are you any good with that thing? She kind of points at the gun.
Oh, I can handle my own.
Your servant.
She's
your
quite
bodyguard.
valuable.
Excellent. I have spent months smuggling in Nabateans, a group of sorcerers, into the city. We are close. She points. We are close to taking down one of the major sites of hope in the city, the Golden Gate. With that fallen, the chances of the rest of the Delphi Council, the Storm Knights, it crumbles. These hard points are necessary in the war in ways that I do not have time to explain. But we can destroy them. Not only does this earth lose power, Tharkor becomes afraid of us. As I understand it, fear in that realm is a powerful thing. You can hear like the thrumming has been growing, and like your hair is starting to kind of stand up a little bit. Horus will soon be awakened. With these servants, yours, you at my side, Kitten Canaan, we will bring the city to its knees. We will raise glorious monuments. Teach these people a better way. We'll come right back. Gentlemen, and Brother Block, no, I'm just kidding. It's really Ann Kowalski. Brother Block is a gentleman.
Yep, I've been knighted. Zorba, two questions. Sometimes you seem to have planned ahead when we have not planned ahead, and perhaps maybe you have a something up your sleeve. Is that power available to you now?
I believe so. I think I've used it.
You used your requisition at the start of the scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've used both of those requisitions.
But the scene will be over here soon. And with that, there will be new cards, there will be new possibilities. Yeah.
So my first thought was, well, I put those 2 points in air vehicles. We should probably fly out of here. So now we have to buy one. But second thought, I thought perhaps I would do a computer's roll based on what's in me to see if I can GPS Kit and or Delilah.
Are we back at the safe house, or are we just heading there? Or
It's up to you guys.
yeah.
Well, I think we want to unsplit the party, right?
Right.
Generally.
Well, I just like where I forget where we left them. Like
They went into the base to speak
And we're
with...
just outside goofing off.
Yeah. They went in the base. They went in Falcosa's base
Okay.
to
Right.
us. Kit and Kanan thought that she could speak with the lady.
Which turns out I can.
You totally can. Yeah.
It's going differently than I thought.
Well, can we just contact them with like
Yeah, you guys have
can we just say like, over our secret little earpieces to like hit like, creak your jaw once if you're okay, and twice if you need help.
Yeah, just the one.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hurt the jaw.
once like a barn owl.
Use the secret set of phrases that we've worked on every night in the safe house.
Avocado.
If they're doing bird calls, I have to explain to her, like, that's a weird symptom of my resurrection.
I sometimes randomly create weird sounds.
There's birds nesting in your chest cavity. That's what it is.
That would be the best way to get around that.
Yeah.
Is just actually carry birds that you can like, squeeze to create the right
Like, I
sound.
flex differently.
That's right. The bird squawks in pain. And terror.
In a deep but godly voice, you say, "I never thought I'd leave Shawshank."
Just make sure the dove doesn't die. That's the worst. So where do you guys head? Like, what's the plan?
Well, it seems like Kit is okay.
There definitely doesn't seem to be any explosions, which is probably because Delilah and Kit went inside.
We should.
I mean, I think we should just go back to the safe house.
Yeah, I've got this sweet new gun I need to spend some time with.
I mean, brunch is over, but it's almost time for lunch, so.
No follow-up questions.
You know when there's a narrow doorway and a bunch of people try to go through at the same time and they can't. Those are all of the comments trying to come out of my mouth.
Yes,
All right.
let's go home. But on the way home, I would like to try to find, I believe his name is Stefano.
Stephanos, go
Yeah.
ahead and give me a streetwise roll.
That thing?
Yeah, it's a skill.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, no, I did not find it.
Nope.
I have a 5. It's not worth spending money on. So wherever he is, nah.
Wherever he is, you are not. So you guys make it back to the base. Kowalski, you're inspecting the gun, as I assume what you were trying to do.
Yeah. Can I modify it to take Vril crystals as opposed to?
Do you have?
I have no skills along this line.
Then I'm going to go with just on a hypothetical. Bet no.
Does
I
Brother
forgot
Block
to
can
say.
Brother Block fix my sweet gun?
Brother Block may be able to do that. Brother Block, do you have?
We put it on the old kitchen table and pour ourselves some wine and stare at it for a while.
You know, what we really need is Theodore from the B team. I
That
don't know if
right
you guys
with
have-
science?
We're back in. We're
He
back
would
in
totally-
time, so we haven't met him yet. But that's
Yeah.
who we need.
He would fix it for us.
You guys can give me a science roll to see if you can modify this gun to work off of Vril crystals or your internal. Right, there are guns that work off your own pain.
Okay, so I believe
Wait
rules.
till we get to Darkhold. Like, this is like the fun, happy side of Istanbul. Darkhold is like all of that body horror stuff we were talking about. Yes,
James' childhood coming in.
That's right.
I
well-
Chet isn't privy to that
That's
conversation.
right.
No.
Ben, what were you going to ask?
Big Red Buddy, will you roll a 20? Just roll a 20 and tell me what you get.
You want me to actually roll a 20 or a d20?
Both.
A D20.
Yeah.
No, give me $20.
Yes,
Give me
and
$20.
preferable.
That was a 10.
Okay, roll tens blow up. Roll it again.
That's 7.
So you got a 17.
17. So that's a
17. Okay, so that is your assist,
yep.
which would have been a minimum of 1, but because you got a 17, JM, what is his assist to me?
He still only counts as one person, so I'm going to give him.
Yeah, but I think because he did a good success, I think it's somewhere between 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah, I'm
But
going
either way.
to with a 17. I will give it a +2.
All right.
As he's like, no, attach it to this port.
My
The Ben's bringing the body horror early.
my Nile Empire won't do anything extra special than any other regular possibility, right?
If you spend it as your second possibility, it adds to the first possibility, as opposed to being the better of the two. Yep.
Okay. All right, so I got a 17, which will take our total to a 12, I believe.
I'm sorry, that was mean. With a 12, you are very convinced of two things. One, the gun could be usable again if supplying power. And two, you guys are not the ones to figure that out.
Okay, wait. Okay, now I'll play a drum.
Okay.
Okay.
He wakes up in the middle of the night with a sudden breakthrough.
So, so that was a 26 added to whatever the first thing was.
Okay. So you rolled a 26 on top of the original 17.
Yes.
So
So 43
43 would give you a plus 12.
plus his plus 2, so a plus 14 to my science skill of 6.
It's only one better than mine. A couple of idiots trying to fix the thing.
All right, so here's what I'm going to do, Ben. You can charge it.
Okay.
Okay, so here's how it's going to work. You get 2 shots for every wound that it takes from you.
Wound!
Yeah.
That sucks!
Yeah. You didn't get great. You got okay.
Okay, so, but can I, if I have a real crystal, can I swap that in for one of my
If you have a real crystal, you can
Okay, because I have 2 real crystals.
you can suck
So
the pain out of that.
Okay.
Yeah. I think you do lines of real crystals. Is how that works.
Smash it on my...
Yeah.
He is kind of an 80s stuff.
He really is an 80s.
All right, I'm going to need some stats.
Oh, I'll get you some stats for
All
it.
right.
Don't worry.
All right.
All right. So you guys, as you were,
So does that mean I could theoretically charge my real crystals whenever I take a wound?
we will work it out how your real crystals
Oh.
charge.
JM, quickly, would it be possible that Kowalski and Brother Block barely made this gun work?
Yeah, that's,
to,
no, that's
rock
not.
and ro- to a rock and roll montage that took place largely in our backyard and living room.
Yeah, no, definitely.
At one point, we're like stuffing a large loaf of bread into something.
Yeah. Okay, so back in, the light is pouring through the tinted window. It is only a matter of time before Horace is awake, and I must go down and go through the charade of being Dr. Mobius's pawn in this city. After the gate falls, we will speak again. I have plans for you, Kit and King. Honestly, I expected to kill you and your friend here.
You should have known me better than that.
I should have, and for that, I am sorry. She stands up. Bats and the dwarf stands up. Escort them out through the back gate. Let no one see you. Yes, mistress. Come. Apologies. So they lead you. That's the now you know Bess is also a the lady had this weird thing of like naming her higher ups after the actual gods of Egypt. So her bodyguard was Horus. Bess is not a great Egyptian god, but is known for being diminutive in size. So he kind of leads you through. He kind of gives you the stink eye, though. The lady says that you are to be saved, and this I will do. But know if you betray us, what I started on your friend, I will finish with you. And he turns around, and he like takes you out to like another secret passage that leads to like another secret door that opens up into an alley.
While I was there, did I learn any more details about what they're going to do to the gate?
You want to give me another find evidence roll? Delilah, what are you doing? I apologize that I haven't asked you that yet. Are you just kind of following Kent along, going like, what's going on? Okay.
17.
A 17 doesn't give you any more information than you had before.
Okay.
Yeah. But you do know that whatever it is bad on like a reality level.
Okay.
Not just a boom, we blow up the gate, because that
Yeah.
wouldn't work. They are doing something there. But at this point, if you guys are okay with it, I will allow you to unsplit the group, as Ben said, and arrive back at the safe house.
Yes.
To the tail end of some power cords. Yeah. I feel like I gotta put
He
more of these.
screaming as the gun comes online.
All right.
I
So that's-
believe that you have been thunderstruck.
I have a goal in mind now. How many cards do you need, sir?
Aha.
This is the end of an act, so everybody, you don't spend them now. You'll get 5 XP to spend at the end of the.
I have 3, so I need 2
You actually
6 now, right?
you get
in Nile
you
Empire.
get 6 because of the glory.
Yeah,
Oh.
five because of Nile Empire and 6 because of the glory.
So then I need 3.
How many do you need, Kit?
2.
Delilah, how many cards do you need to get up to 6?
I think I have them all.
That's right, because you weren't here last week.
I get 1 left because I am
Yep.
Altered Destiny. So I have just these. So I need 3.
Ben, how many do you need, Brother Block?
I need to.
Ooh, Greg, great pun. Great, like, specifically Torg pun. Are the bad guys doing something that shall remain nameless? How many do you need, Brother Block? 2?
2.
I have for you a Step A and a Hero.
That's the. Step A is the worst. That's on every card.
And everybody, you get your possibilities refilled up to 4. Because you get 1 extra because of
The Nile Empire.
you need 3. Jenny?
Thank you.
Ben? Like all of them?
Yep.
All right. So, by the time you return, lunch is finished, but dinner quickly comes later. And as the sun sets on the Nile Empire, or Istanbul, the sun never sets on the Nile Empire. At least that's what the propaganda says. You guys know that you don't have a lot of time left. That at this point, there's about 19 hours till the big explosion. You do know, like Kit and Delilah, you've had time, you've recovered your shock, you've had time to explain what's going on. What would you say to the group? How would you inform them of everything that was going on?
Ginny has such a worse memory than Kit does. Okay, so what we know so far is we can't really go in the front door because of those things. But right below the entrance, that's where we see some both physical and metaphysical weaknesses that we could potentially exploit.
And you notice that there were sewer access kind of around that area as well.
Sewer access around. And some of those weaknesses might also be being exploited by other people who are trying to take down the gate.
That's where we want to go, though, right? Take down the Taker Downers.
Yeah, I'm going to take down the Taker Downers while keeping the gate intact.
Very succinctly put, Kowalski, in a very Kowalskian manner.
Who takes down the Taker Downers?
That's right. How would we say that in Latin? Possibility to someone in the chat if they can. Quis vides.
Man, it took
What
like
is
3 years of Latin and I just don't remember it.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, I could put together Who Watches the Watchmen pretty easily, but who takes down... Chilius es muerto. Chilius is dead.
People are gonna think you're gonna talking about dancing. You know, like who gets down to get down.
Right.
So I kind of laugh.
So what's your you guys do know, so here kind of a recap. The gate falls in 17 hours. Kit has gotten you insight into both the Nabateans and what they are doing. You know that the warden is out and about at night, so if you need help, Delilah can probably get in touch with the warden. You do know that you have to go back sometime tomorrow to the bar and speak with the voice of the headless, because he told you to come back and he would get you into the Tharcold side of the city.
I know.
Assume you and Brother Block have like a restaurant that you are building during the
We're just watching a lot of YouTube videos.
Your YouTube old big reels.
Like yes, cooking trailers in black and white where someone plays an old timey piano, but Julia Child cooks.
The
That's
U
what
is
we've
like
been
the U
doing
in
a lot of.
That's right. See, I thought they would be watching all of those great, like, in case you did not know this, there's a whole subgenre of the credit scene of Predator fits with any 80s or 90s sitcom theme song. It is delightful, which I feel is just a great intersect.
Believe it or not, I'm walking on air.
That's
I never
right.
thought I would feel this great.
So,
well, I have one question. Do we know how close Zorba is to paying off his gambling debt?
Zorba has not made that clear, I think.
No, I mean I know Brother Block doesn't know, but do we as does the world know?
I've got still some time, I think.
You still got some time, yes.
Yeah.
No.
But
I mean, you owe tens of thousands, not just thousands. So,
yes.
Yeah.
All right. So when we go back and talk to the person at the casino, you're probably gonna need crutches. But that's fine. I'll heal
We
you.
got time. We got time.
When they get their knees, I'll heal you.
Well, I mean, I also bargained with the voice of the headless that if I did some jobs for him while we were doing our Tharkulu jobs, that he would waive my debt. That I have not told anyone about.
That's true.
Right. But have we done that?
Not yet.
We've been focused on the gate.
I think the gate is where we need to focus.
Yep.
And it sounds like an assault on the gate is probably beyond our abilities. It sounds like the Nabateans are going to perform some kind of ceremony or magical spell to undermine the reality of the gate.
Yes.
My suggestion... Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think, all good turtles, we will end up in the sewer.
Oh.
Yeah, man. Cowabunga.
I was going to say, why don't we just try and track down these Nabateans and kill them while they're, sleeping? Just, take them out while they're not performing the ritual.
That seems fair and just.
Do we also know of any ways, the metaphysical weaknesses that we feel like they're going to exploit? Do we know any ways of, as Delphi Council, of strengthening that?
Well, the fact that you had a glory recently is going to make it very difficult for them to do this.
Right.
You could do that again, maybe on location. That would be
Okay.
a way to.
How many Nile Empire possibilities am I allowed to stack?
One.
I have
Great.
a glory card,
I
so
also have a glory card.
we can make it happen.
I think that would work.
So we could just go there and just fight people until we get a glory card.
Kowalski.
That's
Or the Kowalski of this thing. Do you have a different clan? We've established that Kit is the group mummy and group mom. They've sort of conflated.
I would recommend not just random fighting in front of a bunch of villains who are pretty powerful. At the risk of it bringing more powerful villains and us getting killed before we have the chance to roll high. But
yeah, no, I'd say just try and find out as best we can, tonight. I'm assuming it's mid-afternoon. Tonight, if we can find out where the Nabateans are and hit them and take out enough of them that they can't do their ritual. Because it sounded like she was, if I understood what she was saying correctly, she's importing these sorcerers and she needs a specific number of them.
She's already imported.
Is
Remember you saw so Kit and Block saw the
she's
last
got
of them.
Okay.
Or saw some of them. You do know the other place that they are coming from is they're coming out of that nightmare.
I was about to ask,
That's Chad
has
as
Chad seen our...
oh yeah, does he have a
Guys.
comm? Has he told us anything?
Has Chad seen anything?
Chad has seen some stuff. Chad's voice, I got this.
All right, what has Chad seen?
I can't say that. This is a family stream. I've seen some stuff go down. Why did you leave me here? I came out of a murder house and I want to go back.
What'd you see, man?
The tree bleeds, man. The tree is talking to me. There's a face in the tree. I'm a soul in a doll.
Yeah, I'm a soul in a demon.
There have been more things coming in and out.
Like what? Be specific, little man.
Big things. People in robes going out. Boxes going out. Boxes going in. There was definitely like 3 people who were dragged in. They had like bags over there. I can't do the Chad voice. It's so hard. Yeah, I gotta start there. That's how Ben always starts. Get up real high. They're being brought in with bags over their heads and being taken into... I don't know. There's a hole in this tree that leads to hell.
Like actual hell?
I'm not going in there. You're not paying me enough for this.
We paid him.
I'm paying
Why are
you talking to him? He's talking to Delilah. Listen, I take it. I'd be really glad if you would just come and get me, put me in a box, and ship me back to Illinois.
Can't do that, Chad. I'm sorry.
Listen, you left me in an evil tree. I've seen Raimi films.
We're coming, okay? We're on our way soon. Just hang in there. Just don't look at the tree if it makes you feel better.
Sorry, Phantom. Apparently my Chad voice is tripping the sound filter. Apologies. Was really tough to do. My throat hurts.
I'm impressed.
Thank you.
Yes, good.
So,
That was great. Yeah, applause. Big applause.
what's the plan?
Great question.
It sounds like they need a quorum of Nabateans. So if we can,
But if,
I mean,
if
not necessarily kill, we can kidnap some of them and just,
okay, based on our stakeout earlier, do we think that the Nabateans who are going into the gate are like living and sleeping and hanging out there?
You don't know.
Okay.
Time for some sewer stuff.
We could poison.
Everything you say is creepy. It's everything.
Okay, so yeah, it sounds like our best bet is to check it out, go to the sewers, try and get in, potentially, and see if they're there, and then take out as many as we can.
I'm with it.
was it clear that this plot to blow up the Golden Gate is something that Omarosa is doing to undermine Mobius?
It sounds like she's doing it as part, like pretending to be under Mobius's control. But like this is something that'll help both of them. And then when Horace wakes up, then they're gonna like take control of all of it. And I'm basing that mostly on the fact that the original gate plans that we saw were in Mobius's base.
Real
Ah,
quick,
right.
who the hell is Horace?
Oh, her bodyguard?
It's
Mummy?
a four-legged animal with hoofs. People ride on it.
Oh yeah, those guys suck. But why does she want
Okay,
resurrected
point
Horace?
of clarification. Different
I
Horace.
once saw a vision of Horace in Texas.
This one's probably a mummy.
But why is it's a lot of power to raise one mummy? Like it seems like they
That's
kinda-
totally worth it.
Yeah, no, but it seems like they did you like raise you guys with like the double A's in the dark somewhere.
So yeah, it sounds like there were the priests that came and raised us that both of us immediately murdered all of. But then she has control of others who are doing her raising for her, or maybe it's through the electricity.
So this Horace guy, is he like bad news? Are we worried about him?
A bad horse.
I'd
Poor
imagine since it was like the Pharaoh's personal bodyguard in life, and now he's going to be like a magic mummy.
But did you know him?
Oh yeah, he was.
Like if I was her number 2, and that's the personal bodyguard. What do I know about him?
Yeah. Like,
You know that he was not Egyptian. He was imported in from the Levantine tribes. He was massive. Like, we're talking nearly 8 feet tall. A warrior of some renown, and there were rumors that he was like the son of one of the gods of the East.
this is a straight Nephilim, yo.
Yup.
Okay, so yeah, it's a problem.
Do I know when he's planning on getting raised?
Oh, he was being raised like right then.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of.
Greg, I really want the Hardy Boys cosm to come out as an official Torg cosm. Just tossing that out there. Right?
Ooh.
Right, yeah.
Did I know anything about Horace's weaknesses or easily distracted by shins?
What's he into? It's like Pokemon cards.
So, as far as you know, he did not sleep very much, like maybe an hour or two a day. One of his weird defining traits was that he had an extra finger on each hand and an extra toe on each foot.
So he's good at the piano.
You know that he was undefeated in life. When the Lady Omorose died, he willingly went into death after her to serve her in the afterlife.
Were they like friends?
Who is Kowalski asking this question to? Because I am not going to answer that. But
Kid. Were they like
Yeah, were they like friend?
members? not like Block and me, but like Zorba and
I'm gonna say no, but he was
Dr.
totally into it.
Mobius' daughter.
no, but he was totally into it. It's the official
Oh,
answer.
so it's like one of those friend zone things they tell me about. But like Egyptian, so like Pharaoh zoned.
Don't worry,
Hashtag
Kowalski.
Pharaoh Zone.
You are always in the danger zone.
Delilah, while all of this is going on, what are you doing?
So we're all in our house.
You're in Zorba's house.
Service house. Okay. I think I'm taking it easy because I'm still a little salty about being tortured.
Yeah, don't worry. I promise you revenge on Bess. Zorba, while all of this is going on, you're listening to Pharaoh zoned conversations. What are you thinking about? What are you doing?
What am I doing? I mean, it's mid-afternoon, so
It's the sun is going down.
sun is going
Yeah.
down. Oh, well then I'm definitely making my first drink of the night.
No, yes. Okay, cool. The most Zorba answer to a question. When in doubt, throw coffee or drink and then throw. Yeah. All right. So it sounds like the sewers are one way that you're looking at going.
You should call your friend with the W on his chest, Mr. Warden.
Have his number?
You have a way to get hold of him. Yeah.
He could come and, go in the sewers with us and beat up some sorcerers.
Is there anything we want to requisition?
An anti-gate falling device?
That's you guys.
Oh,
Let's see. I mean, motorcycles are cool.
You just stop going in the rocks. Eventually, they may send an auditor.
If,
I mean,
if we are going into the sewers, I think those motorcycles might need to be jet skis.
yes.
no, motorcycles that turn into jet skis.
By hunter.
Like the amphibious motorcycles.
Yes.
I want that.
Amphibious. We would like amphibious motorcycles. 1930s.
The crazier we make it is, the harder it is for him to hit the roll.
You know what? I take it back. We just want a chitty chitty bang bang.
He's just
Just one full chitty bang bang.
The movie? Just like a copy of the
No,
movie?
just a vehicle
One
that can
wheel?
do everything.
Okay. That you'll have to steal. But also, the sewers are not that large. Like,
Yeah, they're old sewers.
they're old sewers. So, like,
Okay, so
you will
They-
probably fit.
they have a teleporter. Can we get a teleporter?
Is there teleporter
The
the tree?
technology.
The
does not
teleporter's
exist.
the tree.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't know.
So
They'll
what's our
give
plan?
us a
We're
plan.
going in the sewers to do what?
Well, because I think the
Kills
Nabateans are in there.
They're already in there doing
They're
their.
Yeah, like they're
Right,
as
over
far
there.
as we know, they're in there doing their thing.
Oh.
Because like they were all going in there when we were sticking it out, and we suspect that that's where they are. So
Oh,
then,
then we just need to get a bunch of dynamite and collapse the sewers on them.
but we don't know if they're.
Yeah,
we don't think they're in the sewers. We think they're in the gate. The sewers are our pathway into the
Oh,
gate.
okay.
Mhm.
I think we're overthinking this. I think we just need to go pound on some nerds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had me at load-bearing pylon.
For like not the cool ones that are in your group.
No, like
She
the,
says while doing her math equations on her rappy.
no, the sorcery nerds.
Not those nerds.
But I guess
Different nerds. So
Or-
different nerds.
And potentially, if we get to this, like if we're at the place and we think that the Nabateans might be elsewhere, then be finding that. But as far as we know, right, the last place we saw them was going into the thing. We think they might be hanging out there, especially since the close is coming so soon.
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, so then we just need to sneak through the sewers and.
And traditionally, sorcerers don't wear armor, which makes them easier to kill.
So
Also,
Yeah, I
they have
think-
clothes.
I think Delilah should definitely call her friend who's not a doll.
Is picking up NPCs. You're
Sure.
okay. You hear a hello.
Hello.
I'm gonna be the vampire.
I like buffalo.
you just ask them if they're a vampire.
Ah,
You're
Delilah.
embarrassing me.
It's like an old timey crank telephone, so like you can stay about 3 feet. Delilah, is that you? I heard Kowalski.
Don't mind him. Any chance you can come meet us at the not safe house?
That's where I delivered your friend the night. Yes. Yes. Is there? Yes, I can be there. I'll be there within the hour.
Thank you.
So he's going to show up within an hour. If there's nothing you will do, he shows up.
If I take a nap, can I get my shock back?
Yeah, you get your shot back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I tuck my gun in next to me, the blanket.
Do you have a name for your gun yet?
Not yet.
But you will.
I'm trying to kind of get a sense for its personality first.
Cool. Kowalski and Jane. Yeah. This is Vera. She's my very favorite gun. All right. So the warden shows up. Armor, duster, domino mask. Storm Knights.
I hope you brought your galoshes. We're going into the sewers.
Ah. Often the path to justice leads through some mucky waters.
Well, yeah. Quick question. So the
Yes.
requisition thing. Is that only a him thing, or like at the beginning of this scene we could have done something?
At the beginning of an act, you can do. You can make an
And this is
attempt
the
for
scene.
yeah. Well,
Okay.
there's a new act.
I can do it. I can do it mid-scene as one of my perks.
So like right now, all of us.
Yes, if you want to make a requisition,
Okay.
that was the time to do it.
I think I kind of want like a wetsuit because I feel like my wrappings will really soak up sewer. So,
You know what? Yeah, let's requisition
yeah.
let's requisition wetsuits with like
Yeah.
like actual. Well, for those of us that breathe.
You don't
I'm
not
fine,
hurt.
but I do want to
Yeah.
see a scuba
You breathe?
mummy.
I do breathe, yes.
That's so that is a charisma check.
Yeah, what you doing?
I mean, can I just requisition
You can requisition
a set of wetsuits
you can
and
requisition a set of wetsuits,
you know
breathers.
breathers
Yeah.
and things?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because
It's
the
a
big
persuasion
I'm
check.
not allowed to requisition ever again.
You're like and
and then they block my number.
Natural one.
They are not answering your calls anymore.
They're a little mad about the two boats.
they're very. That's what I was thinking. They're very bad about
It was only one boat and a submarine.
Also,
And the blip.
They were very.
do we know how to get a hold of Lady Salvo?
You do not.
Oh, dang.
But they're quite furious about what happened with the boat, and the guy on the phone is like, listen, you just Zorba, I'm a big fan, but right now is not the time to ask for anything. Like 5 wetsuits, 4 hamsters, and a banana, nothing. Like just lay low.
I was counting on those hamsters and a banana. They're integral to our plot.
All right, so sewer access, and I think we've got.
I put on your shoes that I don't like as much as the other shoes. I don't own any shoes I don't like.
Right, yeah, it's just your least favorite shoes. Is there any other preparations you guys want to do before going into the sewers?
I'm just gonna get a bunch of plastic garbage bags.
Whatever you can, make waiters. Nice.
Can I? So the last 2 fights,
Yeah.
my armor has not been sufficient.
Yes.
I get shredded every time. Is there any way I can jerry-rig my own armor? And I know I'm going into the fight here.
I mean, you could pull the whole, like...
Put a trash can lid on the front chest.
Yeah, like the Clint Eastwood put the, the stove lid underneath, but... Like, you can go out and buy armor, or try and requisition some, but it'd be Nile Empire armor, not...
Could I make a call?
You can give me a persuasion check.
All right. I'm not good at this, but I hurt.
What are you looking for?
Some sort of armor. Let's see here.
You pick out something.
All my armor is under my skin. So
Yes, you have. Now, it won't stack. That's the problem.
oh, okay. Well, then it's probably not going to be enough.
Delilah,
To...
this is also the time you get to make really cool bullets.
Yep. You can
So if you're low on really cool bullets,
figure out which of
this
your
would
bullets
be
you
the-
want.
If it doesn't stack, then yeah, no, I can't actually. It's not going to help me.
Gotta reach strength.
Never in the strength.
All right. Well, so here's how it's going to work. Finding your way through the sewers and getting up into the ritual site is going to be a dramatic task resolution.
Okay, but could I get some stimulants to raise my strength?
You could requisition some stems.
Oh, could I spend my time drawing a map of the thing that I saw from memory?
You can give me a mind roll.
Nice.
See if that gives you an advantage.
Natural 1!
Oh, yeah.
The 8 maps that are all wrong.
But that which you are convinced are correct.
Yeah, we're definitely increasing the challenge for this first.
Oh.
This first.
The
Womp
gods
womp.
of
Sorry, everyone.
procrastination have cursed us. You've
Right.
waited too long, Storm Knights.
The hubris of mummies.
Natural 20. I know a guy. And a 12.
So
The only thing we are
32
able
is
to
a plus
purchase
10.
is drugs.
then look at the stimulus you're looking for and give. So you got a plus 10. What's your charisma or persuasion?
My charisma is 5.
So you got a 15.
Yep.
Look up what you're looking for, and we'll come back to that. All
I
right.
don't know if this actually exists or not.
Miami Vice situation there.
All right. So the goal is to get through the sewers and get to the ritual in time to not only stop it, but I'm assuming get there as sneakily as possible so that you don't alert the people. All right. So the first roll is who is going to take the lead in getting the group into the sewers and blazing a trail. This would be a mind roll. This would be a find roll.
Probably me.
All right. Now, the difficulty is way higher
Because
than
my-
normal because you definitely were like, woohoo, look at this, I drew a map. That would most likely lead you wandering around for hours. So the first card is Volley of Insults. It has A, B, and C on it.
Okay.
So go ahead and give me a find roll. And this is actually going to be a very hard roll. So you need a 16 total on it.
16. I rolled a 19, which gives me an 18.
Ooh, all right. Very cool. So with an 18, it still takes you some time because you're like, my map clearly says to go this way, but there's no this way here at this juncture. So you, As you start heading into the sewers, you guys all see that there are small electric lights that look like they've been added recently. And it looks like there's been a lot of stonework done. Familiar stonework. Like stuff that you would have done to when you were building a burial chamber. So you come to a large cross intersection where there has been all of the water has been diverted around, and it's a large open area. And as you look around, you definitely get the feeling, Kit, if you had built this thing, this would be where you would have built a trap.
Okay.
So, who is going to take the next step? The next card is Harmonious Alignment. All magical skills are favored, but a failure causes double the normal backlash and leaves you vulnerable. It also has a B on it. So, Kit, you believe this area is trapped. Who wants to take a chance at trying to either find it or set it off?
I could set it off.
You'd probably be good at that.
That seems on brand.
Exactly. I don't see that there is a like stim.
All right, we'll figure it out.
But I could also do some slap patch.
Okay, you can have a slap patch.
Just one?
I'll give you 2.
2 slap patches.
Yeah.
All right. These are real cool big vat-grown slap patches. Every time something goes wrong, you slap one of these right over it, it grows right back in. You get a little piece of fat golden with you wherever you go. Just like home.
Well,
I don't think it works for you, but we're willing to try.
because I am the tank and I'm willing to get hurt, I think maybe I should spring the trap.
You want to spring it?
Would it be possible to let, if we're going to try and spring it, can Tink do that?
Tink is made of hard light and she's very small, but maybe. But also, if Tink is giving me the bunker while I slide into whatever the trap is, I have a 17 toughness.
From what I know about these traps that would potentially be here,
Thank you, Thunder. That was dramatic.
would I think that if a trap was set off, it would be the kind that like also alerted everyone around, or just would only hurt the person?
Well, here's the thing. If it's just a regular trap, it's probably going to be like pit trap or falling block trap or scything blades. You know how these things go.
Same old, same old.
But the Nabateans are involved, which means there could be mathemagical traps.
Maybe since I have spells, I should go. And then if I get hurt, he can heal me.
What spells do you have? What spell skills do you have access to?
Stun and disguise.
What are those based off of? Like, what skills do you roll for?
Alteration.
Alteration?
Yeah.
All right. So this would be normally more of a divination thing, but why don't you go ahead and give me a find roll as you go in? So Delilah, you're going to go in and look for a way to either set off the trap or figure out where not to step. All right, give me a find check.
15.
It's a +2.
Plus 2 mind and
Mind, yeah,
So 10.
a 10. You want to spend anything on that?
Ooh, can I give her a supporter to add +3?
Yes, but I'm just gonna let you know 14 is your target number. So +3 will get you only so far.
Let's see. Can I use a willpower on top of her?
Yeah, you definitely
Alright,
can.
so that's +3 and then +4.
All right, you see as you kind of get in there, you start walking around. And you can see this whole area is lined with very subtle runes that you kind of instinctually identify and associate with iced and frost, and you think that when this trap gets sprung, it'll cause like everything to ice over, possibly trapping people in it. You can try and trip it, but it's going to be a very hard dodge roll to get back out of it and not.
Is it possible to step around it?
No, like the whole area is ensorcelled.
Okay.
So
And that's the only like
It's the way through. Yeah.
I say
Do we know the way of disarming?
Disarming would be. Yeah, I would allow you to make a disarming check. The two of you can make. You can give me an alteration roll, and then hit if you want to help her out. I'll let you make a mind roll
Okay.
to try and basically alter the spell just enough that you have a moment of safety to get across it. This will be a total of DN 16.
Naturally.
Natural one.
It's like, nah. This might be a good time to spend a possibility. Otherwise, it'll go off. All right, roll again.
And that ends up being a 10.
That ends up being a 10. So a 16 total is a +3. So what's your alteration skill at?
where did I find that one? Alteration is a 12.
So 12 plus 3 is a 15. -1 from Kit's misunderstanding of everything. So you're at a 14. Does anyone have something they can play to raise her alteration skill?
Not me.
I can.
I can trade you a drama card if you have a card to trade.
Yeah, you can trade a drama card and get another.
Do you want my romance?
You can have her romance card, Brother Block.
Of course.
Yeah, there we go.
I mean,
All right, so
I'm in love with the higher power, but I'll still play it, baby.
roll another d20. There,
10
roll
That
again.
is again.
So you're at 26,
and a 6.
26, 32. That brings you up to a +10. So you had a good success. That's enough to get everyone across. As you head into the sewers, it's smelling awful. You can clearly see large rats moving through the area. Rats that you're guessing at some level that these sewers connect up with the Tharkoldu side, because you're clearly watching a rat gnaw on something and an eye opens up on its flank and looks right at you.
I have a bottle of really expensive liqueur,
Okay.
and I'm emptying it in a rag and just breathing it.
Just breathing straight ethanol.
No, it's like, chartreuse or something.
Yeah, okay.
Very aromatic.
Yeah.
I'm just.
All right.
And I would like to. I'm discussing how none of it is real, and this is just a level. Sure, most of the time Mario's not underwater, but sometimes he's in a stinky sewer. It's not real.
Now, as you guys get, as Brother Block's voice is echoing down this hall, you can see there are a large number of Tharkoldu rats around here, and they're about the size of a small dog, and there are several people several corpses around here, and it looks like they have just been eating everything that comes through here. The next card is Mask Power. Defender maneuvers the approved action, and there is a C on this card. Who wants to try and get past the rats? How do you want to do
What do I know about these from my origins in Tharkoldu, besides the fact that they eat everything?
So you know that these rats are sort of a side effect of Tharkoldu influence in the area. Like, it tends to cause regular creatures to kind of get that weird mutation.
Gotcha.
That taste of home. You're pretty sure if you tasted the rats, it would taste, like home.
I tell the warden that's the case.
Yeah. You are a strange creature. And I'm not
They're good.
entirely...
They're really good.
Yeah.
Deep fried. A little bit of that golden sauce.
Are the rats hearing him say this?
One of them definitely has ears where its hip should be, so you're guessing...
It's a lot of extra work, but you pop those eyeballs out, fry them separately.
We're going to have a whole discussion on what you think Tharkoldu sauce is off camera.
I never want to go to his
We have
restaurant.
We have watched many reels of cooking, and we have made our own proprietary Tharkoldu sauce.
All right, so how to get past here is if you wade into the rats, you get the feeling they're going to attack you.
Okay.
You also know that there's a chance that they could just go running, screaming down the hallway.
They scream.
They scream.
I believe it.
I don't even question Dan's weirdness. So how would you get past these? We're gonna give this one to Kowalski because I feel like this
What do
is
they do? Is there any in Tharkoldu?
sure.
When we encounter a place that isn't truly infested with these things, is there a specific fashion in which we get rid of them? Do we gas them? Do we trap them? Do
What-
we collect them in bags?
What do you do?
Well,
You know that most of the time you throw smaller techno demons to watch them get eaten alive by the rats.
yeah,
I'll be as the warden.
I feel sort of bad about that. So we're not doing that.
Okay,
How-
so I have these
how do you-
chunks. I have these slap patches.
Yeah.
With chunks of Tharkoldu flesh.
Yeah.
If I wrapped it around a grenade,
You want to
What?
trick them into eating the Tharkoldu slap patch
Yes.
and then blow them up.
That could work.
Give
Does
me-
anybody have a grenade?
Cocktail.
Excellent. Or could we just, get them all in one place, eating the slap patch, and then we start them on fire?
You could give me a trick roll.
Excellent. I am terrible at tricking things.
Then good luck. This is your plan.
You can give me the slap patch.
Can I give boy with the rag on his
Oh, he
face
said-
a slap patch?
I do feel like you're the one who came up with the plan.
Okay.
If you're smart enough to come up with the plan,
Light up the.
He's something.
Okay, so here we go.
the good news is Tharkoldu rats are not as intelligent as members of your party. The bad news is they are smarter than the average Terran rat.
Okay, so does anybody have like a tin of tuna?
I've got caviar.
My man. All right, I'm gonna need that.
I will give you a +1 to this roll for using his caviar.
Okay, I'm gonna slap the slap patch over the caviar. It sort of grows and swells a little bit because it's infusing with the can.
I like how you got two slap patches because you were going to a fight, and you're immediately using one to deal with rats.
Hey man,
I'm here for it. Go for
I
it.
mean, it's helping with the fight.
that's a 12. So that's going to get me a
+0.
+0 to my 5
So I get you to 6.
to 6. Can I roll dexterity instead for my amazement name? It's a 6. Okay.
Do we have any?
well, let's see here.
You got possibilities, Ben.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to use my possibility.
All right, give me a possibility roll.
All right. So 13
So 25 total is a +8.
plus 8
To your 5.
So 13.
So 13 is a good success. And you get the rats to come and swarm this thing.
Okay,
It's very good caviar.
It is very good caviar. It's a decent slap patch. and Delilah Molotov cocktail the crap out of this thing.
it smells like home.
It does smell a little like home. It's that scent of methane and burning flesh that really seals the and a little gasoline.
So a little bit of methane. I'm assuming there's not too much methane in this tunnel.
Yeah, not enough to blow up. Right? Yeah, these sewers have not been used for a while.
Another time that I'm pretty grateful that I can't smell it.
That's right. All right. So here's the thing. As you get the next card is hold that pose. Intimidate or taunt is the approved action, and there is a D on this card.
All right.
You have reached where you now recognize you are under the gate. You can see several stairwells that go up. You also know that you can hear this low, deep-throated chanting, throat singing style chanting coming from above. So this is the fight to get into the chamber. Your goal is to get there successfully without alerting the Nabateans that you were there. You need a stealth check from somebody.
Not me.
Delilah, do you have stealth?
I do. I have a 16.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
You could also go invisible, right?
Yeah, but that takes a turn to.
yeah, and that would just be her. She's gonna guide you all up, unless you do want to go invisible and then go silently. and start the fight invisible. All right, give me your invisibility roll.
If we had grenades, she could just take them up there.
And start chucking.
So I got a 15 plus
The
2.
grenades are still visible. They're just floating.
So kidding.
Again, so I added to
Your alteration skill.
12, so 14.
I believe that's good enough for your spell to go off. So Delilah disappears, but still is calling out directions to you. Delilah, give me your stealth roll.
Okay, and this adds 2. So 7, I got a 9. So a 15.
15. All right, and actually you needed exactly a 14 for the spell to go off. All right. So, and actually, once invisible, it adds 2 to your stealth checks.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, I added
Oh, you
that.
added that number? All right. So, Delilah, you lead the group, the Faites Five, up the stairwell, making sure Kowalski doesn't scrape his horn on the walls,
Okay.
lifting up Brother Block over the squeaky step.
You tell me to stop moaning like I was mummy.
Yeah, it's a rasping, Mom.
It's just instinct.
That's right.
If
Zorba.
you say brains one more time.
Zombie.
Zorba is in, his nicest clothes, so he doesn't make a whole lot of
I would not have worn my nicest clothes. I would have worn the tuxedo I like least.
That's right. No, I like how you're setting this up. As you come up, you can see that you are it opens up into a large vaulted stone ceiling where the electric lights kind of have been added. You can see where they've been mounted to the wall, but on the floor, each at the points of each of the arches, because they kind of come down, are torches that are guttering and in the air. And you can see a large circle has been drawn in the floor, and there are 8 people in robes. They are chanting, and at the focus at the center, there is a blade that has been driven point down into the stone. It seems to be made out of obsidian, and has a bronze handle that comes up to a strange loop. And every time they get to the end of one of these chants, it sounds almost as if there are 16 voices in the air, as if each of them is producing both a harmonic and a discordant note from their throats at the same time. And every time there's a pause, you can see there is this kind of purplish black chain that appears out of that loop at the hilt of the dagger that kind of moves right through the stone. But you're guessing if this is where the bottom of one gate is, one of the gate platforms is, that the other it's linked. They're linked somehow, and every so often there's another resonant blue or purplish black arc that comes back to connect them. And you definitely all get the feeling. You know that feeling that kind of came out when it was like hope, right? We had a glory, we had a possibility. Every time that thing flashes, you can feel it's almost as if it's the inverse. It's all like you kind of have to gather your own reality and steel your will to make sure your possibilities don't just slip away into this dagger. And every so often, with every resonant note, you guys see another little crack on the floor and on the ceiling. They seem to mirror each other. And that's when you recognize that one of them, if there's 8, it's the one that's standing kind of directly opposite of you. Whoever this is kind of kneels down and stands up kind of at different points of the ritual. You're all hidden in the shadows. You're all behind Delilah, but she does not obscure your vision because she's invisible. You can see that he is wearing a goat skull over his face. You can see the curving ram's horns kind of coming out from him. And he screams and cuts his arm open, and blood kind of starts. You expect it to drop, and instead it starts flowing out in a strong rivulet all the way reaching towards the dagger. That's where we're going to pause for tonight, because next week we will pick up with the end of the first adventure, the Legacy of the Nabateans. You guys figure out how to stop them. Do you save the gate? Do they save the gate? Do they not? Will there be more Hellboy puns in chat? I hope so. I would like to thank everyone for playing tonight. I also love the fact that you guys all kind of were like, no, I would love to keep playing. But if we started a combat now, we'd be here for hours.
And
Your turns are acceptable.
It's rainy now. I don't want to leave.
That's what happens when you give us a week off.
That's right. So we will be back on next Tuesday with more Torg because I'm so excited to finish this first adventure, and we're going to be adding something new in that we'll talk about next week. But we're going to be doing some, I think, an interesting way of doing a recap, not just of the adventures, but of the sessions. And I would like to thank Zero Earth Element for this idea. So that'll be coming starting next week, hopefully. Check out all the other great shows we have on the Iconic Production channel. I did Behind the Screen this morning. We're going to do Behind the Screen on Thursdays. Thank you to Bob Crum, who designed our new Iconic logo, which is just awesome. I love it. Thank you, Bob. And thanks to Phantom for being a moderator, to JD for being a producer, to the Faites Five for being here all the time, to the chat for being just amazing and keeping us laughing and giving us good ideas as we're running through this. We'll be live on Saturday morning at like 8 a.m., I think, 8 a.m. Central Time. We're going to do the next episode of the Grand Campaign. And then starting in June, if you enjoy what we do here on Tuesday nights, jump to the channel on Monday nights. We'll be running a Deadlands game called The Horror at Headstone Hill. I'm really excited about it. I'm going to be talking about Deadlands on Behind the Screen on Thursday, talking about the Weird West and what we're going to be doing with it. As Ben has just shown, we will be doing more Torg one-shots. I'm hoping to have another Bureau G game and another B-Team game coming up this summer. Give you guys a week off so you can tune in and watch. Thank you to Phantom for pointing out that my Chad voice trips the sound baffles. And I guess that's really all that I have to say, except thank you to my wonderful players. You guys make this game so fun to play and run. I love how invested you are just even one adventure into this game. This was, I think, our 8th episode. And you guys are just like, you guys are here for it. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this adventure plays out and what comes next. As you guys, hopefully, the next arc isn't Arkoldu, but I don't know where you guys are going. Like, I'm as much of a viewer of this game as the chat is. So until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, stay gaming. I am JM. This is the Faites Five, and we will see you all next Tuesday. Have a good one.